J'ai déjà hâte de la prochaine course. Peut-être que j'exploserai ce coup-ci.
Wait. The hell are we doing caring about races? We're here to kill Gabrielle, yeah?
Yeah, but how? The Echo is completely fucked our plans. Killing him on the track and making it look like an accident isn't an option anymore.
Okay, so we'll bash his brains in off the track. The Echo can't do shit about that.
Mais ça doit passer pour un accident. Sinon, Anaconda Corps vous éliminera tous.
At least Gabrielle will be dead.
Tu penses vraiment que Quinn voudrait qu'on meure pour elle?
I don't have the slightest clue what Quinn would want. But I can tell you that she didn't want to be a pile of ash.
Roisin.
She didn't want her last seconds to be agony.
Roisin, please.
Alors, qu'est-ce que Caterpillar dit?
Gabriel hasn't noticed this yet.
Okay, so we're going to kill it before it catches on. क्या क्यों
Lavinia ist es immer noch wegen dieser albernen Welt.
やっほーみんな、ストライクフォースロマンドのヒューガー茜だよ。今日はスペシャルなご報告があります。でもその前に、ひな、みんなに挨拶して。イエーイ、みんな大好き、愛してるよ。リツコも言いたいことある？リツコ？ストライクフォーサーのみんな、やっほー！これもみんなのおかげだよ。というわけで、今日発表したかったのは、私たちもうすぐめっちゃすごいあることをやるの。まだ詳しくは言えないんだけど、スクリーンも間違いなしだよ。大丈夫？多分。ビビコさんなら絶対大丈夫。行こうか。
What was this blink and you miss it moment with Uro? Who exactly? He's not going to get through to her by way of his position compared to hers. And the funniest part about this is that in the volume extras, we have. What was this blink and you miss it moment with Uro? Who exactly is she? What is her connection with Yuta? And why does she hate him so much? Let's talk about it. Alright, so first of all, Uro is a reincarnated sorcerer, which means she's from the past. And that narration that flew by on the screen was filling us in on some of her backstory. So the first portion said, the Sun, Moon, and Star Squad was the Fujiwara's clan of personal assassins. They lived in darkness and served with selfless devotion. They were even forbidden from having their own ways. The next bit of text that goes across the screen says, yet that man once ransomed me again, so that he can execute me instead for his crime of slaying his own king. Okay, so there is a whole lot to unpack from those two statements. Essentially, Uro is reeling them back from her original life. She was fully cast under the wing of the Fujiwara clan, so much so that she served them as a tool. She was an assassin for them, the leader of the Sun and Star Squad. But her role wasn't nearly that tool, so much so that she wasn't even given her name. So obviously, she was a lot of resentment for that family, and because they were just born with a different name, they were these blessings. They had such good life. Now, as if that would be enough, David, you wrote this goes deeper because Uro reveals that she was given a name, but not as a sign of respect, not as a sign for doing well as an assassin, because they framed her flame. Someone who thought you were going to kill one of their own family members, instead of taking the fall for that, they pinned it on Uro, giving her a name in that moment. We wrote her to accuse her of that murder. So why is she connecting this to Yuta? Well, because you were lying to her own Fujiwara for one reason or another. Maybe a resemblance, maybe a mannerisms of how he acts, but it is invoking that in her. You can see that in this moment happens in the manga, she is explicitly remembering that memory of Fujiwara clan and framed her for that murder. So this is why she hates Yuta, because he reminds her of the Fujiwara, because he has an incredibly powerful technique, Shinigami, and he has friends and loved ones, like from their earlier conversation. She hates him because he was blessed, and this is the crux of what Yuta and his conversation is being in the episode, because Yuta understands how he feels about him, and Yuta knows that he is blessed, and so nothing he says is going to get given to her, as he's coming from a position of privilege compared to her. Now, obviously, Yuta doesn't know her full history or anything, but he understands that she doesn't have any guns. That's why her conversation was like, why are you out here fighting? He knows that he's not going to get through to her by way of his position. And the funniest part about this is that in the volume extras, we have this moment where Yuta's like, wait, Kojo told me I was related to him in the Sugawara clan. Yeah, Uro's telling me I'm related to the Fujiwara clan. Who's right? What was this blink and you miss it moment with
Explosions and annihilation,
exactly?
chaos, and
Right, you be like, yo, it's like, bro, that's not even really important. What's important is the emotion that I'm giving you. Really, if you really want to know the truth, I can buy a bunch of niggas into that last verse. Oh my god, bro, like, please,
Make that verse in, I'm like, fuck all that good. He's like, fuck your mom and fuck your bitch and fuck all this other shit. I know, it's just like, it's just a bunch of niggas going on and ain't one person taking it. But like, oh my fucking god, even a faceless, no-name ass nigga in Fayetteville can't get a claim for the diss record. This nigga don't talk about nobody. Who is the soulful? I'm not saying you gotta put a name on it, because at the end of the day, enjoy in peace, live comfortably, my brother. Shalom. But what the fuck you got going on, bro? You don't want an apartment to sell for me, so get the fuck out the gym. I'm not saying don't rap no more, but like, what is this thing? Like, specifically, what does it give you? Emotion at what? For me to be able to interact with the emotion that you're giving me, that you want me to feel, I gotta be my thing, I gotta believe you. And you come on this bitch after recently, oh, there's a bunch of niggas on there. How do I feel that emotion if it's not directed at anything? You tell me I got this emotion equally from a bunch of niggas. And you know which one I identify with that as a regular individual who has some issues with the time of youth people. Oh, I'm being who I identify with this more than what a name to have. I'm being who I identify with this more than be like, no, it was about one particular person. I'm not gonna say his name or nothing like that because I don't want him to get any extra, I'll say wrong or whatever the case is. But yeah, no, it was about one particular. No, it's, you still won't put a throw. You still won't put a name on it. You still won't put like a face to it or an idea of like, no, I had an issue with this one person this one time.
like in the movie, I was like, I wish I could see that nigga right now.
I don't know, this thing is crazy. What he said was niggas. He said it was niggas. Not that one, he said it was niggas. He just told me, you messing up his story.
何が起きたか
Because now I have to get this person.
He said he's quite good. Embarrassing to be in hip hop right now and saying I have to choose X, Y, and Z. And I would argue most people do that like there's many things on the internet. If you actually are entertaining people, this is from the guy who said I don't use or scroll through social media unless I'm trying to watch a video. But if you go out and talk to people in real life, they're not this extreme. They're not this. Oh yeah, you gotta make this decision or this decision. Most people are listening to Kendrick and Drake. Most people like watching Shea and Luka and Jokic. Most people had Kobe in their top 5 players and still like LeBron. Nobody is this extreme in real life. They're taking shit in. Nobody has an actor that they will or won't see. The niggas who watch Sinners in real life, some of them or a lot of them probably also watch Murray Supreme. Probably also saw one battle after another. Right. It's more of a self-exposed thing, bro. In real life, these conversations don't go over. They just don't. And to pretend like these aren't also motivators for the people that are doing these things is ridiculous. You should want to see other people compete because it does draw out the best. It does draw out the ones who want to be the best. It does. It does. Or it exposes those who have been in that conversation who don't deserve to be there. I.e. Drake for a lot of people, unfortunately. J. Cole, unfortunately, for a lot of people, bro. Some people get that skill check out for a while. I'm gonna compare this artist or this artist. No, first, I'm gonna compare this album from this artist versus this album from the same artist. Everybody doesn't love both. What if you don't? J. Cole, what if you only got one good album and you this guy? What if one of your records stands out so clearly amongst the rest that it's not even worth listening to everything that you've done before this? What if you're one of those niggas and you gotta accept the fact that some niggas look at you like that? What if I don't love all this shit? What if you never move the needle for me? You had a good performance this time around. What do I say then? What if I'm not a fan or a stan? You always been mid to me. What if I'm just like, oh yeah, no, he did something here and here only? What if that's the case? I don't have to love all your shit. I can think you the weakest nigga of all time at the moment. Like, stop this lovey-dovey everything that I love and say, like, you gotta be ass niggas that disregard are just the worst people to ever have discourse with. Because you know what? If you don't want to have a combo, go the fuck home. You can tell the niggas that you read a bunch of papers right now and you look at a bunch of YouTube videos and tweets that have comparisons that you can rob people of their genuine joy. Stop interacting. Your feed on YouTube is comprised of what you've been consuming. Your algorithm is this is what people don't want to understand about the algorithm. It is feeding you what you digest. Most people don't want to accept the fact that the way the algorithm works is a reflection of you, not of the society that we think the big enough are trying to give you. A lot of what you consume is history repeating itself. But rather than entertain, I might need to change what I consume. You rather be like, no, the problem is everybody else. That's not the way it works. I would have a theme in the future where I'm like, I get it, but no, that's me not slogan. Man, people keep me like, so why not? That's not even really important. What's important is the emotion that I'm getting. If you really want to know the truth, I don't want to know a bunch of niggas until that last person. Bro, like, please, you can talk about when you make that person and fuck all your man, he's gonna fucking go and fuck your bitch and fuck all this other shit. I know, I was just like, it's just a bunch of niggas, dog. Ain't made one person particular. I'm like, oh my fucking god, even a faceless, no-name ass nigga in Fayetteville can't get a claim for the diss record. This nigga don't talk about nobody. Who is the source? I'm not saying you gotta put a name on it, because at the end of the day, enjoy your peace, live comfortably, my brother. Shalom. But what the fuck you got going on, bro? You don't want an opponent to step in the ring with you, so get the fuck out the gym. I'm not saying don't rap no more, but like, what is this thing, like, specifically? What does it give you? Emotion at what? For me to be able to interact with the emotion that you're giving me, that you want me to feel, you gotta be authentic, I gotta believe you. And you come on this bitch after listening to me, oh, there was a bunch of niggas on me. How do I feel that emotion if it's not directed at anything? You tell me I got this emotion equally from a bunch of niggas. You know how much more I would identify with that as a regular individual who has certain issues or issues with one person at a time, not usually. Oh, I would be able to identify with this more if you would have named that. I'll be able to identify with this more if you'd be like, no, it was about one particular person. I'm not going to say his name or nothing like that, because I don't want to get any extra. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, but yeah, no, it was about one guy in particular. No, you still won't put a drill down. You still won't put a name. You still won't put like a face to it, an idea of like, no, I had an issue with this particular guy. I don't know, it's niggas, right? Draco, you said it was niggas. You said it was niggas. I got one who said it was niggas. He just told me you're messing up your secret emotion. It's actually the everyone's choice, because now I have to get this person. You're saying I'm misunderstanding what he's saying, but he's quite literally trying to compare something to the NBA and hip hop right now, and saying I have to choose X, Y, and Z. And I would argue most people who do that, you're spending way too much time on the internet.
J. Cole talking about how confused he was when he
remember Grace.
You're spending way too much time on the internet.
J. Cole talking about how
Shit.